Hey friends, hope you're doing well. Now let's talk about chatgpt 3. So chatgpt is the chatbot released by OpenAI at the end of November. And this chatbot has been in the news and talked about all over the place in the last couple of weeks. Why is that? Because it's simply amazing. But how can we use it in Python and how can you get started with it? This is what I'm gonna show you here in this video. So in here, I already created a Jupyter notebook here inside Google Colab, and I imported the library. So if you start in Jupyter, you need to first install it using the exclamation mark and then pip install OpenAI. Of course, you also need to install it on your local system if you want to do this locally, which is also possible. Now, after this, you can import the library, and then you need an API key. Now, you can get this key quite easily and for free if you just Google OpenAI or go to their website and just sign up for an account. Then you get free credit, which in total is $18, and you can use those $18 in order to make requests, so-called prompts, to OpenAI's GPT-3. So talk to the chatbot and get his or her responses, right? So also be aware that you do not need any kind of credit card, anything like that. So really the $18 are for free. You just need to register with your email address. And you also don't need a company email address or anything like that. After that, you can create your API key. I will not share mine with you, I'm sorry, because I want to use my my $18 credits for myself to try this out. But as I said, it's for free. So just do it if you're interested. So then what you can do is inside Python using OpenAI, you can create a class. And this class is the completion. I mean, there are various options which you can use there, but I'm choosing here the completion and create this as an instance in the completion here. And then I define a prompt. The prompt itself is the text you want to give the chatbot, and then the chatbot then will return, well, either it will complete the sentence if you give it a part of the sentence, or if you ask a question, it can also give you, of course, an answer to that, right? So in this case, what I do here is I'm given a prompt and I was asking him or her, what is the secret of the universe? So the secret of the universe is, and then I want him or her to complete the sentence. What you also specify is the max tokens, which is the amount of words which is maximum given as a return, as an answer. And here, especially if you play around with the $18, I would advise you to keep this rather, well, lower this number, because of course, the bigger the number, the more data is processed, the more, or the higher the price. And yeah, you can run out of your $18 quite quickly if you, for instance, ask the chatbot to write a whole essay for you, which is also possible, by the way, but this is something I want to avoid. So specify the tokens and then specify the model. In this case, I'm using DaVinci, which is, as far as I know, right now, the most state-of-the-art model. But you can also try out different ones if you want. And if you want to know which kind of models are available, go to the website. But after this, after you've defined this, you can then call actually, or create in this case, the completion. So we have the class, the instance of the class, we call the create method in here, we specify this is the prompt, the text we want to give it, the maximum tokens we want to receive, and one kind of model we use, and our key. So after this, I can then print out the response. I did this here, and you see that this is what we get. And we see that this is JSON, which is actually returned. And inside this JSON, we have choices, which is, in this case, a list, which is specified or stored in choices. And then we want to have the first element, which is this one here. And in this element, we want to have the text, because that's basically the answer we get. In this case, this is not what that is not meant to be known. It is an unknowable mystery. So that's unfortunate, but obviously even the chatbot right now at least does not know what the answer is. But still, this is the data we want to extract, and we can easily do this if you just go inside the choices. I did this here, use the first element, and then specify the text. So we actually extract this part in here, and then we have the data here. That this is not meant to be known, it is an unknowable mystery. What I also did, I'm going to show this to you here, is I created a function which can also do this for us. So for that, I imported the request module because I want to send a post request to OpenAI's API. And I then define the function. I simply call it ask OpenAI's chatgpt. And then I specify the prompt again, the data type of string, the completion, or the max tokens, which is again an integer number. I advise 10 to 15 if you do not need too many or too a lot of words as a response, and then of course the engine. This will return a string because we extract here the string itself directly. And then we specify the URL, which is API openai.com, and then the engines, and here we can specify the engine. Of course, if you always want to use DaVinci, you could use DaVinci directly in the URL, and you don't have to concatenate this with the engine itself. But I want to keep it a little bit more dynamic, that's why I'm choosing this one. And then you specify the payload, which normally is then a dictionary in Python, or then the JSON you want to send there, which in this case is a prompt, and also the tokens. And then inside the headers, because remember, we always need an API key, there we need to specify the key as well. So that's why we specify it is a JSON we're gonna send, and the authorization is a bearer token, and in this case the bearer token is the key. So the OpenAI is a key which you get. And then we can send the request here with the post. We specify what is the payload, what are the headers, and then we return, convert this into a dictionary. That's why we use .json here, and then return exactly the same, in this case, as we've done in here, just to get exactly the text. And what I did was, down there, I said I want to ask OpenAI, tell me a great video game. Okay, that's what I want. And then the completion max tokens, and what I result was, can make for great entertainment, I'll quote Mario. So obviously here I think this is related to Super Mario in this case, but yeah, of course, this is, well, up to you what kind of question you want to answer here. So that's it basically for using the OpenAI API. In Python. Of course, you can also use this in other kinds of languages, like, for instance, in JavaScript and any kinds of things. Of course, this is not my primary interest, so I'm using Python here, but just wanted to mention this in here, right? So that's it basically, how you can get started with OpenAI for free and with the API. I encourage you to try this out yourself. As I said, it was a lot in the news, but of course, we want to try it out ourselves and then find out what this can actually do for us, okay? So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, then please give this video a like, and also please make sure that you subscribe to see new videos and also support the channel. Thanks a lot for that. And otherwise, if you want to see more of Python, Power BI, any other kind of tool, just let me know and I'll try my best to create videos for you. Thanks a lot, take care, and Happy New Year!